everyone, and welcome to episode 102 of Sold with Updike Pugh.
I'm Jeff Updike.
I'm Weston Pugh, and we have an amazing show today.
We do.
Great homes, I think. You're going to really enjoy some of these. If you're into golf, you'll definitely want to hang around for the second one that we have.
Definitely.
And in the second half of the show, we're going to talk about myths about mortgage, and you definitely want to see what we're going to throw in there. There's some really interesting stuff, and you might be further along than you think you are in the buying process.
That's very true.
So, yeah, what'd you do this weekend?
Let's see. This weekend, I worked a little bit this weekend. I got to ride my bike a little bit this weekend. I did some yard, some of the things we talked about last week to get the house ready for the fall because, you know, yesterday was the first day of fall.
Look at you. You're getting on to it.
Yeah.
I tried to show properties on Sunday, and both of the ones that we wanted to go out and look at went under contract, and one of them actually had an inspection on Sunday.
Oh, really?
And so, I mean, we typically, even if they're under contract, try to get our clients into it just so that they have an understanding of what the homes are. So if another home comes back in that complex, or if that one comes back on the market, they're able to make a quicker decision. And I was frustrated we couldn't get into it.
Yeah, it's a very active market right now. You know, I will tell you that this has been probably one of the most fun 2-week periods for me in real estate because, you know, we always get to work with our friends, which is great. I mean, a lot of times, even when we first meet people, we become friends with them just during the process. But a week ago, I got to close a house with some friends that it was their first time to buy a home.
Correct.
Yesterday, we got to close a house with some friends that it was one of them's first home to buy. And then now next week, we're closing with another group of a couple of friends that it's not their first home, but it's like their first big person home because they moved from the condo and the townhome, and now they got the baby, and they're, you know, buying the 3-bedroom, 2-bath in Lake Highlands, and you know, it's a lot of fun. I love working with my friends because it's that feeling of accomplishment and helping them do something that I get. So
We've put a lot of them into houses and done some really great ones. And the other thing that I was going to say is, golly, I lost my train of thought, but it was along those lines. The wild cards, sending out properties to buyers and whatnot. I feel like this morning going through all the inventory and looking at what's new, what's been back on the market, what's been price reduced. I mean, we're getting to the point where we're like saying, I know this isn't your geographical area, but the inventory is so low. Have you thought about this? Because it's perfect.
it takes that right now. I mean, it's really beginning to take that, you know, pulling the rabbit out of the hat sometimes. And, you know, it's not the neighborhood they thought they wanted to be in, or it's not exactly the floor plan they thought they wanted, but, you know, you're really good at that.
Well, I'd comb, but you know, at the end of the day, if you have a house that's coming on the market, please give us a call. We are looking for homes left and right.
We really
now.
are. Yeah, we've got a truckload full of buyers that are going to be buying in the next 6 months. So,
and it is everything. It is, and I don't say that just to be like dramatic.
Yeah.
But we're all the way from Oak Cliff to Frisco right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is everything right now. So it's been a good time, but I am ready for some more properties to come on the market.
What did you do this week? And
I tried to. Well, I painted.
yeah.
Ugh.
How'd that go?
I didn't get it on me too much, but I'm going to tell you that it is all about prep when it comes to paint. It is all about prep. And I will say this much, that I felt like I had a very strong set of colors that were whites that I would say, these are my defaults. We're always going to go with these. But they didn't even work in my house because it was just too dim in there. And so the color that we picked was Chantilly lace, which sounds really odd and sounds kind of grandma-ish, but it is as bright a white as you can get. And even in that house, it doesn't look super bright. It looks clean and white, but it doesn't look, you know, like Manette was like really lots of windows and everything. You didn't have to have such a bright white, but right now, and it looks good, but man, it is a pain. I think the next thing we've isolated and found the stainer for the fence.
Good.
So,
yeah, we've got a couple of projects to do at both our houses. We put a door in the back of your garage last week.
we did put a door in the back of the garage, and I was so excited about that. It actually, I thought, I'm a really good sous chef, and Jeff was like, I got this. And I was like, okay, well, here's the drill, and I got the nails, and it worked out really well. It shuts perfectly. It's level. It doesn't stick, which is amazing.
I think some people were surprised. Not
Jason
you.
was completely in awe that we put that door in. He was like, "Y'all did that?" I was like, "Calm down. It looks good."
It does.
But it's a great thing. I'm so excited for that, and I have access to when the kill arrives that I'll be able to get to and from the little studio that's going to happen. So I'm really excited about that.
So anyway, it's been an exciting week. It's been a fun week. So
It has. So lots more coming up.
yeah. So let's jump into our properties.
All right, so the first one we're going to look at is over, and this is a little area. I actually sent this to one of our buyers because I was like, hey, I know you're not quite there, but I want to give you this information so that you'll have this library so that when it comes time, you can make that decision quickly. And this is 12591 Montego Plaza, and it's such a great area. I really want to zero in on this location because as we were driving over here, I was trying to think about what's so important about this, and I think that this area, as we'll see here on the map, is that it can get you just about to anywhere in the metroplex. So whether you need to be centrally located for work, this is a great location because of the access to the different highways that you have. But also, if your family lives, you can get to the mid-cities because of 635 and 183, or you can get over to Lakewood. This really adds an easy commute route.
It really does, and the neighborhood is this really cute little neighborhood that's kind of tucked back in there off of Noel Road and Harvest Hill. And it's far enough away from the freeway there, you don't really get any of that noise, but as you said, the convenience factor is just through the roof.
It is. And so we drove through this neighborhood and we did the preview on Monday around lunch, and it was so great because the homeowners were there and they were so wonderful to give us the tour and kind of give us a full information on this house. And so what we're going to do is Zach's going to, in the comments below, put the information so you can click on that and get a little more information. But as you can see here, these are really great spacious townhomes. And this is a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 2-car garage, and it's 24 square feet.
Yeah, really a large size for a townhome. You have this really cool entry, great wood floors as you come in. The rise over run stairway that goes upstairs with the matching floors. It opens up to this kitchen, and it's really so well done with the white cabinetry, the tile backsplash ties in really well with the granite. It's got a cute little eat-in kitchen, and as you can see, the beverage bar there.
And high-end appliances as well. And they went one step further, and that's a Viking, and it is an induction. And he was raving about how amazing that is. So again, we've got really great light. And this, as we come into the more of the living area, they have preserved the wet bar, but gone ahead and freshened it up so that it is just like the kitchen. The utility room is between your kitchen and the garage. And again, it's large, spacious, as you can see here. And kind of doubles as a mudroom.
And this is the downstairs bedroom that has its own full bathroom just off of it. Again, the wood floors in it, the big windows, got lots of light. This is the full bath that is right there off of that bedroom. So it would make a great suite if you've got somebody that, if you've got parents that want to live with you or maybe kids that have come back home, it's great.
And so one of the things oftentimes that people talk about is having natural light and how important it is. And there's skylights, windows, and just an overall warm feeling in this home because of the way that it's set up. From this living room, you also have a direct view into a backyard area that they've done a really great job as well. And it just flows back and forth really nicely. This is the example of the dining room that they have here as well.
And vaulted ceilings, I think there's probably an 18-foot vault in those ceilings as they go all the way to the top. Come upstairs and you've got a really big landing here, big enough for a piece of furniture like that. This is the secondary guest room, and you can tell they've got all of that really cool built-ins back there, and then this is the full bath that is off of that.
And again, what we're going to see in the next shot is we're going to see how big the master bedroom is. And it's a little bit difficult, but as you can count, those are 4, I think they're 30-inch windows. And then you've got 42-inch nightstands on either side of a king-size bed, and you still have room.
And this is a really nice bath with the jetted tub, and then it's got the separate shower, the frameless glass enclosure for the shower, double sink vanities, quartz countertops, again, the white cabinetry, really nicely encased mirrors.
And again, we've got a little bit of private space, and you don't see it here, but that private space actually wraps around, so it's a great little place to put bikes or the grill if you want to. And because this is a community, it has the community features. And here you get to see that it is a really large pool. And then if you're a tennis player, or I bet you could double pickleball on this, it is a great place to enjoy.
It really is, and you've got a clubhouse. Preston Square Townhomes is the name of the community. HOA fees are very, very super affordable. And again, this is 12591 Montego Plaza, 3 bedrooms, 3 bath, 2-car garage, built in 79, about 2,600 square feet, and it is priced at $459,000, and that is a real great value at $174 a square foot.
Yep, and we want to say thank you so much to Sherry Pizitz for allowing us to feature this amazing home. If you'd like more information, like I said at the beginning of this, the information you can click on will be in the comments below.
And if you'd like to see it, just let us know. We'd be happy to show it to you.
It's amazing. It really is. So what we're going to do now is we're going to stay over in this area, but we're going to shift a little more to the west. And this is a new construction neighborhood, and I don't think that we've highlighted any of the homes that have been in this area.
I don't think so.
So this is a really good one for us to take a look at. And so this is going to be 7779 Verbena Court, and this is a really great area as well.
It really is, and this is like steps off of the North Haven Trail. And it is, there's a small street that comes up into the back of it's called the J. It's the Jewish Community Center there, the gym that's there. And the street's called Frieda Stern, and turns right into this development called Verbena. And from a location perspective, you have access to so much stuff. There are grocery stores, there is a hospital, there is the North Haven Trail, there is access to White Rock Trail. It's just an outdoor person's perfect location.
And I think that you use the trail so much that you say you can see the same people on it at multiple times during the day. And so this is really one of those commuter areas that is just known to the neighborhoods along this portion of North Dallas. And it is such a great thing. And I think that this is when you really rely on your realtors to be able to tell you about things that are going to enhance your living in a neighborhood. And this is really one of those things. And we really want to stress it, and we use it in the teaser.
Well, and it's one of the things that I think you get when you work with an experienced realtor. You know, there are new people in every industry all the time, and but it is one of the benefits you have, because we do have the knowledge of the nuances in these neighborhoods that are going to add value when you might not be looking at comp data, but it really does add value.
And this home was built in 2017, and it has a wonderful look to it. They've done an amazing job. When we get inside, you're going to really understand. But from the outside, you've got a really good metal roof. There is a small little courtyard that approaches, and so it does give you a little bit of sense of privacy. And this glass door right here, they've done a great job of giving it that frost. And so it is great for the natural light, but again, you don't feel like you're having someone just completely inside of your house.
Absolutely, and the powder room's right off the entry there. This is kind of stepping into the hallway where the powder room is, looking back over toward what I think was probably in the builder's eye was more of a formal dining room, but these owners have repurposed this room as an additional living area, and it really works very, very well.
And I love the interpretation of this, because so many times people are thinking they need 2 dining rooms, and you can see how wonderful here. This just adds to a great seating area. And as you come into the main family area, this family area again opens up to the 2nd floor. So we have this nice volume vertically, and then it does work really well with both the outside and the kitchen.
Yeah, and these are full overlay shaker style cabinets with soft close and full extension drawers. There's under cabinet lighting. These do have the extended height upper cabinets, which go up to 42 inches. Integrated trash and recycle combination pull-out drawers. The pantry on this is just one of the most fantastic pantries that I've seen in a long time. You've got really well done. It's almost container store quality storage and appliance garage and everything.
So this is also the one that looks over into, from this view, you can see that there's also an outdoor grill area. And then this, we can turn back and reflect and see the really nice gas fireplace and see how it does rise up. It's a very clean lined home. I think that that's one of the things that we loved about this. And we were really surprised that this is the utility room, but because of the way that it's been orientated, it actually acts as like an office hub. And it was so well placed.
It was. And this is the master bedroom, which is on the first floor, facing out onto the backyard. You get the view of the water feature that we'll see in a moment. Really a good sized room. Master bath, which is the double sink vanity. Stainless steel fixtures, does have quartz countertops, and the big walk-in shower with the separate tub.
And this closet is amazing as well. It looks like it should be right out of Pinterest. You would like it, love it, and want to recreate it. And it is everything. And this is the way we walked into it. This is not just the way that it was for photography, but I believe this is how they live. One of the things I loved about it, just real quick, is that it does connect to the utility room as well.
Yes, and as you come upstairs, you've got one of the bedrooms that is on the rear of the home, and then you've got one that is on the front of the home. And they're both really generous sized rooms. And then in addition to that, you have a little seating area up there that it kind of provides you with a secondary office. So if you've got two people that work from home, you do have separation. You do have the ability to be on conference calls without disturbing the other person.
And back downstairs in the backyard, they've done a really great job. I want to point out the flooring. That I believe that is a ceramic tile, but it looks so similar to what's inside that it kind of has this indoor-outdoor feel. There is a pergola there that adds the shade and is a good in-between in the summer of Dallas.
Yeah, and this is all sustainable, drought-resistant native landscaping, and the landscape design was done by Land Patterns, and that includes the grilling station, the fountain, and the putting green.
Mentioned in the top of the channel.
Yep.
If you needed just a little getaway, great way to wind down before the evening starts. This is just wonderful setting.
Yeah, and so 7779 Verbena Court, again, a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2-car garage. This was built in 2017, a little over 2,500 square feet, and it is priced at $825, which brings it in at $326.47 a square foot.
Great home. And again, if you'd like to see this, let us know. And we want to say thank you so much to Jason Bates for allowing us to feature the home. It was amazing.
And again, the link is in the comments. Did you say that?
I think I did.
I think he did. So if you'd like to see
say
it,
it again.
let us know. We'd be happy to show it to you. It's a really, really great home.
That's right.
So if there's anything that you would like to see beyond these two, please do so. If you're watching us on Facebook, reach down and click the like button. If you're on YouTube channel, then click subscribe, and we will be right back. There are lots of ways to keep up with us. Visit and like our Facebook page to watch us live and get updates about future show topics. Also, visit our Instagram account where you can see the latest homes we have for sale. You can also check out our website at updikepugh.com where you can create customized searches of active and sold homes that you may find of interest. If you'd like to know how much your home is worth, visit homeprice.fyi and you can get a price instantly. Just enter your address and a couple of other pieces of information and we will email you a price. If you are on the go and podcasts are better for you, our second segments are available on iTunes and Spotify. Last of all, you can reach out to us by phone or text at 214-377-2223. Hi everybody, welcome back to the second segment of episode 102. 102.
It's amazing.
I'm sold with Updike Pugh.
It's a lot.
It is.
But I love it. I
It's
love
been
that
fun.
we're doing it.
It's been fun. So today we're going to talk about a tongue twister, and it is home buying myths about mortgages. Home buying myths about mortgages.
Wonderful. You got it. You nailed it. And look at that pink color that was chosen. Wow. That is a say something color we got going on.
Sure is. So what is the number one myth that you hear people say when they talk about buying a home?
I think it's the first thing that we're going to talk about. It's that you need 20% down.
Yes.
And
I do hear that from people all the time.
And I get it because it does get you out of the PMI. But it is not the minimum that you need to get into a house. And I think that why we thought this was so important to talk about today is because of the rates that, we're talking about all the friends that you've just recently closed and how important it is right now to be getting in line because it takes 60 days probably moving quickly to get the house done. But rates are so ridiculously low. I think that we've seen everything from 2.8 to 2.65 for 30 years right now. And it's not just us, and it's not just the lenders that we're seeing. I mean, I see it all the time on these Facebook groups where people are posting what they're getting, and
Yeah.
it's amazing.
It is, and so many times, if you're not in a position to put 20% down, there are a lot of alternatives out there for you, and you can put. If you happen to be a veteran, thank you for your service.
Correct.
You can actually get in on a VA loan with 0 down, and a seller is allowed to actually pay all of the closing costs. So, for a veteran to get into a home and purchase it, it is almost no money out of pocket.
Yep.
FHA is another very good alternative with only 3.5% down required on that. And then on conventional loans, some lenders, if you are a super strong buyer, you can now qualify to put 3% down on a conventional loan.
Right.
And, it's a little scary because that was kind of the way things were there in 2005, 6, and 7, right before the market fell out. But one of the things that's very different now is the lenders are a lot more cautious about who does qualify for the 3% down loan.
Yeah, that was also when we were calling them. You could fog a mirror, you could get a loan.
Yeah.
And no doc loans were quite common. Interest-only ARMs were very common for as short as 3 years, and I don't see any of that anymore. I see ARMs maybe at 7 and 10, but that was when rates were about 4.5, and now the 30-year beats the ARMs. So
Yeah.
everybody's like, nah, just do it for 30 years and have it locked down.
Yeah, so you really don't have to have 20%. If you do have 20% down, you're really in an ideal position. And even for investor loans, you can put as little as 20% down on investor loans too. So if you've got money that you want to invest in the real estate market and start buying some rental property,
Yes.
it is has a fantastic return over time for you. And certainly call us if you have any questions about investment property as well.
Absolutely. And one of the other things too that we hear quite often is that they have a low credit score, and they feel like at that point that they're not able to purchase a home. And I think that at one point it might have been cost prohibitive just because of the interest rates that you were paying. But again, not to beat a dead horse, but because rates are so low, even if you aren't an 800, you can still get a good rate that is historically low when looking at home buying purchasing.
Yeah, FHA loans actually allow you to have a credit score as low as 580 to qualify for a 3.5% down loan.
And most people do not know that.
Yes, so if you're considering buying a home and you're wondering about that, certainly reach out to us, and we can help you figure out if now's the right time. If not, we can put you in touch with companies that can help you get yourself in a credit position where you do qualify for a home.
But even visiting with a lender will help. Even they can look at the overall credit score and make a determination whether a rapid rescore by just changing a couple things or maybe even paying something off could make the difference in enough points that you could save your interest rate, which is really interesting how fast they can all do that now. And I think that just is what technology has brought us.
Yes, I would agree.
5 years ago, maybe not the same thing.
And the number 3 myth is I can't afford the agent's commission. And I have heard people say that before. And as a buyer, really you're not obligated to pay commission. The seller is who pays the commission in the transaction. It's been that way since I can remember. But the listing agent does not represent you, and so that is why you want to have somebody to help you with that process and be there to represent you. When a listing agent lists a piece of property, they charge a seller a commission, and then through our MLS and our co-brokerage agreements, those listing agents offer whatever agent or brokerage brings the buyer to the transaction a commission, and that is how we get paid when we're representing a buyer. So it is not money out of your pocket.
Nope. No. So you can go out there and get it. One of the other things that we hear, this other little myth, is that the person that you bank with is going to give you your best mortgage. And that is so far from the truth. I think that a lot of the big banks are better skilled at servicing a loan, but actually the front end work requires quite a few moving parts, and sometimes it's more difficult for them to do this. And you'll find that there are brokers, and we work with Jeremy Radcliffe with FWBC, and they're able to shop the rate. And so that's a lot different than what your bank is going to do.
Yeah, and the bigger banks in our experience are their focus is really on banking. It is, and mortgages certainly are kind of a part of it, but they are not always set up to have everything in place that is really there to make that process go as smoothly as a company like SWBC,
Correct.
Who is just focused on that aspect. That is their business.
They are actually the cog that helps these banks. And if it weren't for them, one of the things, though, to be cautious about this is that being able to talk to someone or someone that's you've been referred to is a lot different than going online to some of these online lenders. They can promise extremely low rates, but they make everyone very nervous. And in the competitive market, they might not stand.
Yeah, I've heard Jeremy say this a couple of times to our clients who had talked to Jeremy and then gone on to one of the onlines and had been given a lower rate with the online. And then, Jeremy knows how to talk them through, okay, that's not the rate you're going to end up with. And here's what's going to happen the next couple of steps. And when you see these things happen, then give me a call back.
Right.
And in almost every instance, exactly what Jeremy says happens, and that rate magically isn't available anymore.
Nope.
So
the other thing that is very, very important about loans is that just because you're pre-approved does not mean that you have the loan. And I think this is very dangerous. And I think that lenders do a really good job of explaining it, but I think that there's always so much that we hear and we understand. So what does it mean when we say I've been pre-approved, but I don't have the loan yet?
It really just means that you've been pre-qualified for the loan. The approval process is a multi-step process, and you can't truly be pre-approved until a property is identified and under contract and the appraisal has been done, and until you're quite a ways down the road. You can be credit pre-approved, but it's always going to be subject to certain things. And one of the big things that we always try to remember to tell people, and sometimes I forget, is when you're buying a house, do not open any other lines of credit during that process. Don't go buy your TV on a 90-day same as cash policy. Don't go buy new suits. Don't go do all those things. Buy a car. God. Because you need to have the mortgage process needs to see a snapshot of your total financial picture within a specified period of time from the time that you do your application until the day the loan is funded.
And what we've seen is now, because of COVID, because of the way the workforce is experiencing this up and down, is the underwriters are pulling the credit again and contacting your lender to verify that you are still employed.
Your employer, yeah.
So you can be pre-approved, and you can also be not approved.
Correct.
So,
and our last myth is that the interest rate is what matters most, and it's really not just the interest rate. And we had one of our clients that closed a 2.5% 30-year fixed rate mortgage a couple of weeks ago, but they ended up paying, I think it was about $4,000 in interest charges up front to get that rate. And these buyers are like super smart buyers. And so they were able to look over the course of what they thought the ownership cycle would be. And I think this was probably going to be a home for them for a very long time. And, it just made sense for him to pay that much money up front to get that lowest interest rate.
Yep.
But, you have to be able to factor the closing costs and the prepaid interest and all of those things in.
And that gets all lumped into one number called the APR. And that actually makes it where you can truly look apples to apples. The other thing, when we say it's not just about the rate, it's also about the reputation of the lender. And that can be so important, because when it comes to the transaction within real estate, the lender is the only one who's really not held accountable, and he's the last one that everybody's waiting on. So it can actually become very tricky if the lender can't get documents and you're outside of contract. Things really begin to have much more unsteady footing at that point.
Well, and to even carry your point a little further, the reputation of the lender comes into play in negotiating with whether your offer is the one that's going to be accepted.
Right. If it's a multiple offer situation and you're coming in with xyandz.com as a lender versus.
And nobody knows them?
Exactly. And then you have someone that's like, at Jeremy with SWBC and people know him and know he can get that stuff to the table. It does make a difference.
It does. It has a big impact on your negotiation ability. So
We hope you like this.
yeah, I
The
hope that
myths
was
were
helpful.
undone and you know more about what's going on.
So if you have any questions about mortgages or you want to, we'll have Jeremy's information in the comments below also, if you can reach out to him. But if you have any questions about the home buying process, Weston and I have always wanted to be the one-stop shop for home needs, whether you have bought a home from us or not, whether you are planning to buy or not, whether you've owned your home 20 years and you just have a question about something that's going on, we want to be the ones that you call.
Yep. And so remember, we want to be realtors for life.